So my wife got this lovely little sewing machine, Janome 360 I think it is, for her 21st birthday, and it's been sitting in the cupboard for about the last 10 years and not being used. And when we went to use it, because we want to give it to our granddaughter, who's right into sewing at the moment, and she's only 9, the dog feet wouldn't work, and it wouldn't feed the material through, so when you're trying to sew it just sat there in one place and it wouldn't work. So I quickly pulled the covers off it, and I found there's a little lever down here that disengages those feet, and you can see now that it works really well and works free, but it wouldn't. It was just frozen because the grease had gone so hard and nothing would move. So it was just a matter of pulling this out and putting some WD-40 on it, and then I'll put some what they call lithium grease, white lithium grease you can buy from any auto part, and put some of that on it, and that seemed to work it all out, get it all running. So the only things you really need to fix this little issue is a screwdriver. Now you need to make sure you got the correct screwdriver. The one on the right is too small, and that'll strip all the screws in your machine and wreck them all for you. You won't be able to undo them properly next time. So you're just going to make sure you get the right size to fit the screw head, which is a little bit large one. Just test it on the screws before you try and undo it. If it feels like it's going to slip around, you need to get a bigger one. So that's simple. So all I did was remove the base. If you turn it on its side like such, and just undone these screws. There's just 2 screws in here, a screw in here, a screw in here, screw there, and one there, and the whole base just pops off like such. So you can see this little lever here. I can pull this down, as you can see it's springs that work so well now. I could pull this down before and it wouldn't do anything, it just stuck like such. And that also has on a cam just here, which allows the feet to move up and down, and because it was stuck, the feet weren't moving up and down far enough. So simply by undoing this bolt here, this screw here, this one here, and removing the whole piece, I then got CRC on it and I made it so this would then be able to slide backwards and forwards. I'll take that out for you now and I'll show you how it is. So simply by undoing the 2 screws on here and this screw here, this then drops down and actually comes all out like such, and this was the little problem. Don't lose your screws. This part here slides up and down this shaft like such, so it wouldn't do that. So what we had to do is put a whole heap of CRC on it, and I just got a little something through there to hold that like such, and I've got a pair of pliers that actually held onto that. Don't hold on the arm because you don't want to break the arm off. I actually put some pliers like that, and I twisted it backwards and forward and kept moving and kept applying CRC, and then pushing this through like such until it became free and started working again. Once I'd done all that, I actually cleaned it all up with a nice clean rag, and then applied some lithium grease to it, put it back in, and as you'll see in a minute, it ran fine. So once you've cleaned it all and re-greased it, the easiest way to put it back together is to make sure this little bracket, which goes with the feet facing outwards to your left, it goes on that bottom shaft, and then this shaft here has to go through that groove there in the hole. There's a hole there if you can see that. So once you put those up in there, it's just a matter of putting the 2 screws in here and the screw back in. So if you get it all in this sort of position, so this here is going to go back over those grooves. I found putting it in the last groove so the feet aren't engaged was easier to set up, because if you put it in the first one where the feet are engaged, it actually puts pressure on it, and once it all stick out, it makes it hard to put the screw in. So I just pop this back in, get it in there like such, feed it in. It goes in quite simple, and then you just, because I'm using the camera, then you do it one hand, just line these 2 up, put the screws back in there, turn that screw around so it lines up with that thread, put the screw through it, and tighten it down. So now that it's all screwed back in, you can see it all works nice and easy, and if you turn it all around, it all just, everything works lovely. It all drops back into place automatically. It's all fixed. We'll put it all back together and we'll show you how it works. So as you can see now, it works perfectly. Feeds the material through lovely. Not bad for a fairly old machine. Very basic, but it'll be fantastic for our granddaughter. I hope this helps you out.